This video is going to be using Lightroom as a way of changing the photograph around. And in this particular situation, we're going to make a black and white photo. So the first step is to import your picture. You can simply do that by dragging the picture into the library box. So I was on the library tab and I'm going to click import. I already have the picture in here that I'd like to edit. So after I'm done with importing, I'm going to go over to develop. In the develop menu here, I'm going to be finding a preset for black and white. Okay, in this class, there's lots of things you can do within Lightroom. You can actually do your own black and white just by desaturating the picture like this. But you can also, maybe just as a starting point while you're getting used to Lightroom, try out one of these built-in presets for how the photo can look. This is quite the black and white. It's the high contrast, real great shadows. Over here, this is flat. It's kind of like adding a muted view of the picture. So there's not as many midtones in there. The highlights are kind of downplayed a little bit. Here, like it says, soft. The photograph doesn't really have a lot of change with the shadows, but the midtones are really popped out. Probably wouldn't use infrared. Cilium is kind of interesting. Again, choose one that you think would be interesting to use, and that's just the starting point. Usually with a preset, that's just a way to start with the picture. You wouldn't want to just leave it with the preset and just say, oh, it's good, unless you really think that it looks great. After that, you might go in and make some adjustments, in particular to exposure. You might work with contrast or how the shadows, the whites and the black, look in the picture. But even just clicking on the preset, you'll see that Photoshop, or I should say Lightroom here, Lightroom has changed some of these sliders around based on how that looks in the picture. If you're still hoping to make some pretty dramatic changes, you really don't like how things are looking, remember you can always click the reset button here to set the photo back to normal. Again, try out one of these types of presets for black and white. That's a good starting point. Then you can always make adjustments after that. Once you're happy with how a picture looks, so in this case I'm just going to brighten the image just a little bit. Once you're happy with how it looks, we're just going to export this photo out. Remember, you can do that at the top or even just on the picture. So right click on the picture, click high enough, you'll be able to see this in the video. Export down here. We're going to toss that on our desktop or in a folder. You can rename it if you'd like. And then certainly the quality is important, so always just stick with 100%. Might as well make the photo the best it can look. And then if you're saving the picture, if you don't change the name, it's going to ask if you want to overwrite the original file. Probably best to use a unique name in case you want to have a color version of that picture. Alright, that's changing a photo to black and white in Lightroom.